do you want to enjoy life but not to the point na mako-compromise naman yung future mo? Importante mag-enjoy. Kasi nga hard-earned money mo to eh. What can you do so that you are not just preparing for the future na napaka-importante but also enjoying your now? So, ano yung mga pwedeng gawin? Panoorin mo yung video na to.
Siguro mag-pivot lang ulit ako sa OFW life mo kasi we've talked about your life in the Philippines. Pero alam ko kasi marami talagang mga OFW who is also watching in this channel who want to learn, and yung OFW experience mo kasi 12 years yun eh. Siguro yung question ko doon, what are siguro the misconceptions ng OFW or typical OFW regarding sa finances and investments or pitfalls para at least they can be aware of?
Are we talking about, are these for the OFWs who are abroad or Filipinos who plan to become OFWs?
Siguro, pwedeng both, pero siguro we can start first as an OFW. Kumbaga, nandun ka na.
Yes. Okay, so number one, it's not easy looking for money. Alam natin, pag OFW kasi there's a misconception, sinasabi nila, pag OFW, isip nila, ATM machine na yan eh, hingi dito, sponsor dito, ganyan, solicit dito, di ba? And as OFWs, we know that money is not easy, hindi tayo mga ATM machines, right? Pinaghihirapan po natin. Minsan, overtime para kumita lang talaga. So when we have that money, let's be firm when it comes to kasi sometimes pag may pera na tayo, hindi na uubos yung humihingi ng tulong. So hindi na uubusan yung mga like whether friends, classmate or whoever it is, minsan hindi na uubusan. So it takes a lot of discipline kasi minsan gusto nating tumulong, lahat gusto nating tulungan, in the end wala pong natira sa atin. So that could be a pitfall na minsan hindi na natin natatrack na sa sobrang tulong natin sa kanila, wala na palang natira sa atin. So, be conscious. Mahirap magtrabaho. Minsan, swerte kung 8 hours lang, di ba? Pero there are those OFWs who've been working 16 hours, minsan 18 hours, minsan wala pang day off, di ba? So, once you have that money, make sure that if you're gonna put that out, make sure that it is of value. Wag lang po nating ilabas yung pera anytime. Not all people who ask for help really deserve the help. So let's be more critical when it comes to looking into that. Pag wala po tayong pera, it's okay to say no. Halimbawa, kasi minsan there's a pitfall na somebody is asking for help, tapos kahit wala na tayo, uutang tayo sa kakilala natin para lang matulungan sila, diba? So what we also want to avoid is dependency, na ikaw na lang palagi ang first option, na pag may problema, instead of them thinking on how to solve their problem, you become the first line of help. Ikaw ang pinupuntahan because they know that you're gonna help all the time. Not knowing na naghihirap na pala, na minsan wala na palang pahinga, 'di ba? So make sure that yes, it's okay to help, right? It's okay to help, it's okay to assist, but make sure po na merong matira sa atin, because at the end of the day, it's a good question and something, a reminder for yourself na pag-uwi ba ako, sino ang tutulong sa akin? Kung wala na akong maibibigay, tapos ako naman ang mangangailangan, sino ba ang tutulong sa akin, di ba? And the answer to that would be sarili lang natin. So that's why cover your bases po. Cover your bases, make sure that you are well enough covered para pag uwi po natin, masasabi natin, I can take care of myself. Hindi niyo po ako kailangan tulungan, hindi niyo ako kailangan buhayin kasi I can take care of myself. So it takes a lot of courage and at the same time discipline to really say, I can help you up until here. And sometimes may pitfall din tayo pag may nangangailangan, nahihiya tayo na how do I say no, right? Kasi alam mo naman, may pera ako pero hindi kasi alam ko hindi ito makakabayad so how do we say no? One lesson that I learned, we don't really owe anyone an explanation. So if may uutang, pasensya, wala akong pera para dyan. But we don't need to make up excuses kasi yung ending, makakapagsinungaling na hindi kasi nagbayad ako ng ganito, mag-iisip tayo pa magkakaproblema kung how do I say na hindi ko siya matutulungan. So we don't need anyone an explanation kasi debt has been a problem that I saw in the UAE, especially when we were running financial events, especially when we were running topics about debt management. So marami talaga debts because nagkakautang-utang because their family members, sila palagi tinatakbuhan, wala nang natitira sa kanila. Sometimes uutang para birthday, sometimes minsan uutang because may celebration na ganyan, So we have to be critical. Kung meron po tayong pera, let's control it. Make sure that the help that we extend is really, worth it. And at the same time, minsan nababaon tayo sa utang because of utang na loob. 'Di ba? Na oy, nako, nung nag-communion ako, binigyan ako ng 100 nito. Kaya ngayon na may utang siya, gusto niyang na may trabaho na ako, gustong umutang sa akin ng 50,000, pautangin ko na lang, 'di ba? So utang na loob is also very dangerous. So again, it's okay to help. It's okay to help. Kung kaya, pwede pong tumulong. Pero not to the expense na wala na ring matitira sa'yo or uutang ka sa iba or maglo-loan or magki-credit card na hindi alam nating mahihirapan tayong magbayad. So be conscious of that. Debt management, how you handle debts, that's a pitfall. Minsan, sasabihin natin, okay lang, uutang ako kasi may trabaho pa naman ako bukas. Sabi nga ni Neil, so much uncertainty in the world, hindi natin alam, baka, something might happen and then you might lose your job. So again, isipin po natin, sustainability. Kahit pagtutulong ba ako next month or a year from now, meron pa ba akong enough na masasabi kong mabubuhay ako? Or if I give this out, baka wala na rin sa akin kung mawalan ako ng trabaho. So, be conscious of your spending. Be careful of the money that you have kasi pinaghirapan natin yan. Once nasa atin na, tas napakawalan na, ang hirap ng ibalik. So, be conscious of that, especially when it comes to debts. Be very critical. Pass judgment bago po tayo magpautang. Kasi marami pong nabiktima na nagpautang na hindi na nabayaran. So, be very vigilant and protect what you have. That's it.
Yeah, parang based from experience talaga sa utang, no? So, wag niyong utangan si May, Kahit doon niya sa bukid nun. And you've been sharing the stories of OFWs who were in debt dahil nga may pina-birthday or nakakahiya naman, dapat may pahanda tayo. Any tips that you have been sharing to our kababayans on how to get out of debt, especially mga OFWs na you have helped during or over the years?
Yeah. First thing is to really look into how much do I owe? Kasi sometimes, minsan hindi natin alam kung magkano na yung utang natin. For example, credit card. Bayad lang ng bayad every month. Pero hindi talaga alam kasi parang natatakot na buksan yung online app to know magkano na talaga yung bill, right? So it's really facing your fear, looking at the numbers. How much do I owe? Because once you know how much you owe, then that's, you can make the necessary steps. If it's a credit card debt, you can actually negotiate it with the bank na gusto kong bayaran pero hindi ko talaga kaya. Maybe we can reduce it. Maybe we can agree on a specific term na ito lang mababayad ko at specific number, pero I'm really committed to finish this all. So that's credit card debt. Also, when it comes to pag may debt ka, you can also do snowball effect. So you can start paying the small debts. Kung marami po tayong utang, ano ba yung pinakamaliit na utang ko? Yun muna yung ko-concentratean ko. Kasi once you have that small win, may panalo ka na kasi wow, natapos ko tong debt na to, there's a sense of you build your self-esteem and your confidence also na kaya ko pala. The next, you build on ano ba yung next na next na utang ko, 'di ba, na pwede ko nang tapusin. So, yeah, you can also do this snowball debt effect. You start from the small and then you attack the biggest debt. You can do that. And also, I think after you know the numbers, it's really setting aside, also controlling yourself. Kasi minsan, ang mangyayari is, okay, may utang ako, and then, sige, utang ako dito para mabayaran ko, So it's also controlling yourself na if you're really set on paying your debts, make sure that you also control your impulses to purchase more. Kasi instead of buying more, then at least, you can focus on paying your debt. And at the same time, if you have debts now, this is again the time po na to really look into what are the things kaya na I could do para ma-increase yung income ko, yung cash flow ko, para at least it would help in me paying for my debts. So again, it's not just discipline, but at the same time really, activating your creativity para din mag-isip na, okay, what can I do para masarado ko na? But it has to begin with a conviction na I want to know how much do I owe, and I want to ensure na matapos ko yan. Your conviction must be so strong para po matapos natin. And then, we can make the necessary steps. So snowball is one method that we can do. Attack the small debt first and then move forward.
Yeah, kaya ang ganda ng snowball effect eh. Kasi pag kami nabayaran kang maliit na utang, magkakaroon ka ng confidence, kaya ko pala bayaran to, or makikita mo, kumukonti na yung mga utang mo, and then, kaya pala, and then palaki ng palaki, and eventually magagawa mo. And the tip sa pagbayad sa utang, no, like, it's really about you deciding to confront it. Sometimes kasi, sad to say, no, to some people, para ma-overcome yung debt problem, yung hindi na magpapakita sa person, or
that's right.
Alam mo yung iba-block na yung number, hindi mo na makausap. So that's not a good thing for your character.
That's true.
Have you experienced that na may umutang tapos biglang huyo ka na or wala
yes.
na? Nowhere to be seen.
Right. And for me, I think, normal naman kasi. I've had that na parang hindi mo na, parang nothing happened. Ganon. May mga tao na umutang and then para sa kanila nagkita kayo next time. Parang walang nangyari, ganon, no? But for me, I think also when it comes to debt, minsan kasi, halimbawa, you promised someone, sige, hihiram ako, for example, ng 10,000 pesos, babayaran kita next week. If, for example, kasi, come next week, sasabihin mo, magbabayad ako Saturday next week. Say, for example, come Friday, alam mo talaga na hindi mo maaabot yung 10,000 na pinangako mo. Halimbawa, ang meron sa'yo is 1,000 pesos lang. I believe mas maa-admire or mas magkakaroon ng respeto yung inutangan mo if you say, uy, mare, or uy, pare, or uy, bro, alam ko, nag-promise ako sa'yo na umutang ako ng 10,000, nag-promise ako na Sabado ako magbabayad sa'yo, pero bro, hindi ko nakuha yung 10,000 na inasahan ko, pero may 1,000 ako. Ito lang kaya ko now. Ibibigay ko to sa'yo. Ito lang ang meron ako. Ibabayad ko ang 1,000. Bigyan mo ako ulit hanggang Tuesday. Tuesday para maibalik yung 9,000. In the end, naikumpleto mo ba? Yes, hindi mo na ikumpleto. Pero would you gain respect? Yes, you would gain respect. Kasi yung inutangan mo would see, okay, he's actually committed to pay. Hindi lang siguro talaga kaya. Come Tuesday, kung nabuo mo yung 9,000, well and good. You have earned a friend and you have earned respect as well. Respect is not just given, it is earned. Right? Or next, say for example, come Tuesday, hindi mo pa rin nabuo yung 9,000, 7,000 lang yung nabuo mo. By all means, call your friend or call that person and say, sabi ko 9,000, pero pre, ang nakuha ko lang talaga 7,000. Pero ito, ibibigay ko sa'yo. Again, makikita, meron siyang word of honor. Sabi niya, magbabayad siya Saturday, hindi siya makabayad, kinausap niya ako, nagbayad siya. Come Tuesday, hindi pa rin na pero binayaran niya ako. Then again, you will earn that trust and you will earn that respect na siguro hindi niya kaya pero nagbabayad. Highly likely, pag natapos mo yung utang mo na yan, and you keep that kind of, that kind of character and discipline and that value na you really practice what you preach and then you are really true to your word, you will most likely pag nangailangan ka next time, siya pa mag-o-offer. Kulang ka pala ng 5,000. Eto pre, may 5,000 ako. Kesa, yung i-ghost mo yung tao kasi in the back of your mind, sasabihin mo, umutang ako ng 10,000. Sabi ko, Saturday ako magbabayad. Pero, 1,000 lang ako. Baka hindi naman niya tanggapin. Nahihiya ako. Hindi ko na lang sabihan. Saka ako na lang babayaran pag may pera na ako. You left that person hanging. You gave your word na magbabayad ka ng Sabado, di ba? But you kept that person hanging with the intention na magbabayad ako pag kumpleto ako. You will be lucky if people will let you borrow again, pero highly likely that person will never let you borrow again. So again, respect is earned, it's not just given. Trust is earned, trust is earned, it's not just given. So when you say a word, pag sinabi po natin na magbabayad akong ganitong oras, let's fulfill it, 'di ba? Kahit umutang ng 500, kahit 20 pesos lang yan, Mare, sabi ko magbabayad ako 500 pero ang kita ko lang talaga is 20 pesos. Ito 20 pesos. I would feel, sasabihin ko talaga, ay may there's the interest and the desire to pay, hindi lang kaya. And again, I would appreciate the person more rather than ghosting me. Would you agree? Would you agree,
Yeah.
Neil?
Diba? Parang totoong-totoo sa buhay mo. Yeah, pero I agree that at least makikita mo yung commitment ng person na yun and yung character kasi syempre it takes character din and yung face to tell the person na hindi mo kaya pero something na it can be appreciated more and respected. So wag niyong i-ghost yung mga inutangan nyo. I hope that you will be a person, for those who's watching, I hope that you will be a person that you will not be a borrower but a lender, or not just a lender but a giver. Pero yun I mean, sometimes kasi we grew up or our family grew up na sanay na may utang. I hope that you can be the person who can break the chain, na hindi kayo nakaasa sa utang, but believe by the grace of God that you can have more, pay all your debts. And thank you, May, sa mga storya mo na nababaon sa utang, yung mga strategies, yung snowball effect. And syempre, hindi lang naman OFW may utang Generally, may debt problem yung marami rin sa mga kababayan natin.